Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Fintech Times live from the Middle East and Africa. And I'm here today with Nir Kouris from Tel Aviv, all the way from Tel Aviv, who's the founder of the Fintech Nation Summit. And also, I would kind of consider a fintech guru based out in Israel. Nir, welcome to today's little chat with you.
Thank you. It's so great to see you time after time. And now, during this Zoom call, you're based there, I'm here, but making these fintech bridges together, it's unbelievable, endless possibilities.
I know, and this time I get to interview you, not you interviewing me.
Exactly.
For
And I
those
love it.
watching, we were proud media partners of your recent summit, UAE Israel FinTech Week, end of last year. So it was a pleasure to be interviewed. So now I'm turning the table. I'm interviewing you.
Great. It's the first time. Yeah, it's a record.
I
First
know,
time
right?
somebody is interviewing me after I interviewed 100 founders and speakers from all across fintech nations. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Now you get a flavor of it from our end as well, because we're doing this,
Yes.
with the team in London, and then obviously in America, and then here now in Dubai, and then being able to talk to you from Dubai. So this is wonderful. So I mean, Anir, people in the ecosystem in Israel consider you, you're very well known in the space. Obviously, you're very active as the founder of Fintech Nations. I mean, can you? And we all know that Israel has a very huge, just wider, due to the startup nation. I mean, can you give us a bit of background in terms of the kind of fintech Israeli ecosystem in your words?
Yeah, so I think in Israel we have amazing fintechs from all kinds of payment providers, all kinds of services, all kinds of cyber for fintech, everything for fintech.
Yeah.
Only I think from the beginning of this year we started to see like 5 or 6 companies raising millions and millions, and it turns out to billion of dollars investment in them. And now people are saying, oh my God, like what's happening there in Israel?
Yeah.
And by the way, the whole idea of the Fintech Nation Summit came to me because of actually the finance minister of the Netherlands, who wrote a manifesto, and he mentions Israel as one of the fintech nations that the Netherlands needs to create fintech bridges to. So I'm saying, like, if they are looking at us at this way, we need to really bring up together the ecosystem here, and together with the UAE and other partners. Yes, we met on the FinTech Week, but innovation can come from any place in the world. And I think Israel play a big role in the fintech ecosystem. I'm very happy to be based here and have the access to these unicorns. Some of them we have on the summit, some of them we'll have in the next summits. And those are amazing companies. I can start mentioning names. I guess during the interview I'll mention some.
Well, you can mention it now. So that was my next question.
Yeah, of course. Take, for example, Melio, a great fintech from Israel. They're replaced. They thought about the whole idea of checks in the States. Regular checks that a lot of businesses or small businesses, they're actually paying in checks, sending checks over the mail. And they said, why don't we revolutionize that and digitize that? And such a basic idea. QuickBooks, everybody in the US work with QuickBooks. So once they understood that they can really tap into QuickBooks and help these small businesses, now it's like one of the biggest growing, fastest growing fintechs in the States, and it's coming from Israel. And this is just one of them. If you mention Tipalti that I interviewed, if you go to GoDaddy or Twitch or Twitter, all the accounting in the back end is done by Tipalti, or Payoneer, our partners that are doing amazing. They have Payoneer for marketplaces, and Payoneer for banks and neobanks, and they're serving these e-commerces and opening new ways of payments all over the world. Huge unicorns. I just mentioned 3, but there are many.
Yeah, exactly. And can you give us a bit of background in terms of, behind your screen, you have the FinTech Hackathon. There's an event coming up very soon. I mean, can you just give us a bit of background, the dates, and what we're expecting to see from that for those that are participating? And
so as you can see, I'm always very consistent. That's how people remember. That's the branding. Every time I come with a different background here. And
you do.
In September, I had the FinTech Nation Summit, all about, we call it a matchathon. It was all about matchmaking, which means doing business for fintechs, connecting, doing partnerships, all kinds of business relations, synergies. So that matchathon was a 48 hours full of fintechs from all over the best fintech nations. So we had the best content, but also the main idea was the networking part. That was in September. Then in December, we had the Fintech Week with the UAE in Israel, but people from all over the world, basically. And for this year, we have the Fintech Hackathon and Summit. We call it the Hackathon and Summit because we understood that most of these fintechs, neobanks, payment providers, they're looking for the networking aspect that was so unique back in September. So we want to go back to that and basically allowing them, they just fill a questionnaire. We know what exactly they need in terms of business goals, whether if it's hiring, talent, or if it's developing or partnerships or business ideas or POCs.
Yeah.
And once they fill up this questionnaire, we match them based on AI. And that's why we called it a Matchathon Summit. So that's the summit part on our website. But also individuals and other companies that wants to apply the hackathon, we have the hackathon part with amazing prizes by Microsoft for Startups and other partners that I love because they are with us, like Payoneer and High House, which is a big investment firm in Israel, and Microsoft for Startups and Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs that are with us, and Invest Hong Kong, and many partners from all over the world. Of course, from all across the fintech nations, because the next big thing may come from Australia or Singapore or Hong Kong or the UAE or everywhere.
Absolutely, and including us as well too. Huh?
Yes, that's true.
We're going to say no. I mean, and it's exciting. I mean, it's such you've created such a very global player event that it just happens to be. Obviously in pre-COVID times it would be based in Tel Aviv at present, but obviously the beauty of it essentially is that with virtual, obviously you can get people from across the world, and just the general hype and buzz of the ecosystem. You've been able to generate people from across the world. It's absolutely wonderful. I mean, in your head, in terms of, no, of course, and in your head, I'm just thinking, my final kind of question for you is, in the future, I mean, where do you see your summits going in terms of, I know you were mentioning a lot about recent trends, and is there anything you can tell us in terms of where you're foreseeing the rest of this year and beyond, maybe?
I'll give you, that's an excellent question, because now I can give you the heads up for the September summit. And every year in September, we have the Fintech Nation Summit, which is the matchathon, all about matchmaking fintechs. But this year, we're planning to have like a Coin Nation Summit, all about digital currencies, crypto, Bitcoin is huge today. So we decided to take all the wallets, all the crypto businesses, exchanges, all kinds of founders of new coins and new crypto technologies from blockchain technology from all over the world, and dedicate the summit. A large part of the summit will be like coins nations, because these nations are making new coins. It's not just Bitcoin, but also. And you're going to see, like, I'm sure you understood that I'm following all these fintechs. This is the first time I think I show it. This is just some of the neobanks and banks and fintechs. So imagine all these fintechs now giving you awards and benefits that sums up to Bitcoins and digital currencies and endless possibilities for the future. So I think this is an exciting part, because every time we're trying to do something new, this time we're trying to do the hackathon and the summit. And in September, we're going to do the Coins Nation Summit. That's for sure.
And I'm sure the audience watching this, and myself as well, we're definitely looking forward to that for this event coming up in March. And for those, and a quick final thing, just for those that are interested to register still, for those that still have a chance, how can they do that?
First, it's free. You just need to go to thefintechhack.com, thefintechhack.com, and it will direct you to our website. And also, we put a lot of content with you on LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is our main channel, but also Clubhouse. And you can join the conversations. And what I really like, and you can help me in this with the FinTech Times and everything, is basically what we're doing was we're putting even competitors next to each other. Like in the past, you have Revolut and Monzo and N26 and now new players on the same stage. And we're talking about the real features, the real products, And we like, it's total transparent. You know, you see the founders talking with each other on the stage, whether if it's Clubhouse or LinkedIn or our summit. And I think it's amazing. And that's our part to bridge between the fintech and bring that transparency so everybody can enjoy it.
Thank you for that. And we're looking forward to it. And, you know, just to wrap up really quick, I think, you know, the Tel Aviv and wider Israeli fintech ecosystem has been huge. Obviously, with all these big players, we don't even realize we're Israeli born, whether they migrated to the US. I think you've created such a very wonderful summit in the past, present, and I'm sure in your head in the future. And we're definitely looking forward to taking part of it. And I just wanted to thank you again for your time. And we'll leave it at that. So tune in to this month in March when we watch the FinTech hackathon, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Take care.